Well, you doubt that they'll move just because you shut off their communications. They are.
Oh, I'm not going to just shut off their communications. I just want to make sure that they don't report to anyone at the moment. So we didn't have another bomb to go off or something. Distraction.
Quick, a distraction. Look
They
over
fly out
there.
with the shuttle, blah, 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 and it runs over all the guys. All right, we're leaving.
I mean, you don't know. You know that it's Nix and Bix that are going to be handling the exit part of this operation on that front. So you don't
Probably
know.
already on the shuttle.
They should be. So you don't know how they're gonna handle this. Like, it is completely possible they're just gonna roll up and drive over people and be like, "All right, we're leaving." They could also, technically speaking, just leave. Like, that's technically always a possibility that they just leave. So I'm making sure I have all of my stats written down before we start properly.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when all this gets going and you inevitably start shooting everybody, as I'm assuming you're probably going to do, I actually have stats for people. I meant to do this before this, but, life sometimes is like that.
Life? What? No.
Yeah, it hates everybody, really.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Cool. I got my shit together now. Make sure this is all how I want it to be.
Oh. I mean, at this point, Blast is just waiting for orders from the lieutenant. You know?
The lieutenant's orders was to get your client to the shuttle. That was the last orders you got from her.
Is she not here with us?
Not yet. Her and the other team are en route. That is one thing of note. For the start of this, unless you specifically don't go over there, which, your client wants everybody onto the shuttle sooner than later. Yeah, no, the lieutenant's not going to be here at the start of it. Neither is the second squad.
Fair enough. I mean, Blast is... fuck. Blast is just going to be like...
One or two, real quick.
Two?
Cool.
But
Continue.
Blast is just gonna look at the guy and who's like, "The hell are you doing here?" Be like, "We were asked to reinforce defenses as part of our duty to protect the client. With our caliber of weaponry, this was the most apt location." I,
Did I just hear a phone ringing?
yeah, my spam calls.
Okay.
But Blast is just like, "We're here to reinforce. Shut up and let us do our job."
Oh. Gonna find out in a minute how that goes.
Can you roll intimidate?
Anybody can roll intimidate.
Uh,
Whether or not they
Blast.
can pass the roll, that is the
uh,
question. Hold on, I'm
I
about
will.
to swap you onto a map in a second.
Yeah.
Before you get too excited.
Yeah. Because that map you had earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I do have a map for this. It's not a horribly complicated map, but I do have a map for this. It's just that well, I mean, there was a reason I had him roll that thing real quick. It's because I needed to see who was going to be on site. Well, if anybody of relevance would be on site.
Like Ares.
Oh, if Ares is on site, I mean,
We're having a little fight. We're having a tussle.
that's a different sort of fun that you're going to find yourselves dragged into.
We're gonna have a little tussle.
Matt, if you can get behind them, then I can remote into their comms. I was thinking about using Lieutenant Jade as a little scapegoat for us. You know that those secret codes she's beginning to her phone. I was thinking about sending one of those messages right now to a different hangar location and getting her to send the her goons that way.
Sure, if you want to see if you can pull that off, that'd be awesome.
So, as you guys are rolling up, as we have already discussed, you guys are trying to get your client off the planet. That is your current mission objective. You are. You have an exit vector. You have a shuttle. You know you need to meet at a specific landing pad. You know that if you aren't at that specific landing pad for the shuttle, they're going to leave. Like that's all there is to it. They're not sticking around.
mhm.
Your client very much wants all of you off planet, for reasons that he has not yet specified, but you assume are hashtag bad reasons or
Hashtag this
very
place
good
is
reasons.
probably going to blow up knowing this guy.
Yep. I mean, that feels like a safe assumption at least.
Mhm.
Uh, you don't want to be here. Is the long story short. I believe somebody was given a specific phrase as to what happens to anybody that stays here. What was it again, Matt? Do you remember?
Lined up summarily and shot.
Yeah, there's the phrase. So you don't
Yeah.
really want to be here when everything's all done, said and done.
Yeah. You know what? That's a great idea, Johnny. I'm gonna kind of ponder on it, and I'm gonna send a kind of a roaming thought to the lieutenant. Hey, lieutenant.
What? Oh, you mean Zhao? You're a lieutenant.
Yeah, like our lieutenant. Yeah.
Yes. And she's just. There'll be kind of a pause before. Yes, Siva? Siva?
You know how we think the ship blew up because of the tampered with munitions? What if there are more containers still left in the hangars?
Then we don't want to be on this moon in a minute now, don't we?
Right.
You have only encouraged me to ensure we leave more quickly and perhaps with less subtlety than planned originally.
What's the exact time? We kind of think that we need to be at the hangar bay and get out.
You don't know! Your client never specified.
I'm gonna send a private message to.
He's literally next to you guys. You're not in the base right now. You're heading towards the landing pad. If you want to ask him questions, you don't need to be subtle. He's literally right there.
I send a private message to Snow on that comm. I'm gonna basically say, get off base in 10 minutes, or you're not getting off the base again. Can't give you more. Bye.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well,
you
now we're
messaged
fucked.
the boo.
I gotta get Boo out. That's my Ember speaking. That's my Ember going, Boo's
Hey,
gonna
man.
die.
It's a personal decision.
Yeah, it's personal.
Mm-hmm.
No. My cat's making noises behind me. I'm like, we're not doing that right now. That's not what we're here for.
Sorry, that's the Ember speaking. That's the Boo.
Hey, man, I'm not blaming you right now. You do you. I don't know about the other two. I'm just saying.
Well, I send
No,
it on the
but
private comm. There's
he does make a valid point that should
Oh.
be thought about, and while we're walking on the gangway where no one can
I'm
hear
getting
us, you
food.
know?
Give me 1 second.
Fucking timing.
timing.
I blame you, Blatt.
I blame myself as well. How dare you blame me? Help blame myself.
Bad.
Utterly ridiculous.
And I'm back already. I was just
Welcome
grabbing.
back.
I was just grabbing my food that got left at the door. So, as a reminder of who is currently with you, because I feel as though I should remind you all who's actually with you while I'm thinking about it. Part of your group is currently you, your squad, Tulox, and his second, Lieutenant Minx.
Yeah.
That is it. That is all of the people here. Like, you have brought nobody else with you, and nobody else is actually your problem. In fact, Minx, not your problem. If you wanted...
No, technically, not even our charge is our problem, because we were told we could leave him high and dry.
You were not told that, no.
No, we're not allowed to leave him high and dry. That was the lieutenant's choice. Because if we don't have proof that Tulox did this, we could get blamed for it. So he verbally admitted, so we're taking him with him. So
fair
Doomco has the ability to prosecute or hand him over.
You were instructed to retrieve your client and honor the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So he is correct. He is your problem.
Yeah. So,
but I was going to ask our lieutenant charge as we're heading back.
Warrant officer at Tulox, or
yeah, the warrant officer. Yeah, as there's nobody around. We're walking on the gangway outside. You know.
Yeah, you're currently crossing barren Earth.
Yeah, he's just going to look at Tulox and be like, time frame before we're left.
It shouldn't leave without me, but then again, given who I've hired to do this, they might leave if they consider it too hot.
What's the time for the rest of the munitions to go off?
There isn't a time frame for that.
So it's by trigger.
You watch as he can, like, even with the helmet, you can almost visibly see him considering his answer to that before apparently deciding just to answer it, as he's like, yes, we didn't want to put in any unnecessary risks.
That's nice. At least we'll have some breathing room for exit strategy.
Yes.
Instead of an impending ticking timer of doom.
I certainly didn't set one. I didn't necessarily want to die with everybody else.
Do you have a cohort who might change your plans on that we need to worry about?
Yes.
So, does this cohort have a trigger himself, or can he set a timer?
Both.
So we need to hustle.
He hasn't set one yet.
Oh, you will know if he does.
Yeah.
You hope. That was not a very strong yeah.
No, the answer is yes. I just also can't do anything to stop him from doing so.
Okay, well that's... Please update us the moment you get that timer.
Oh, he'll be the first to know, likely with me cursing and encouraging everybody to leave more quickly.
Just looking over at my sergeant as we're having this conversation, like...
Yeah, the
Yep.
sergeant is McKellen, who's just... His expression has become serene.
It's just calm in the storm. Calm in the storm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at the warrant officer and Minx and be like,
Minx looks a little freaked out right now. She's like, what do you mean? It's die with everybody else, Turlox? And he's like, don't worry about it. I feel like I should worry about it.
I feel like you should be paying attention to the man who's giving you advice on how not to die.
I swore up and down to anyone who would listen, I'm not dying on this fucking rock.
Yup. So, if you want to stay alive, my best recommendation, stay directly behind the big lizard and don't argue when I pick you up in my tail and move your ass.
She's like, I can definitely stay behind your big ass. I'll just do that. How about that? Turlox is like, that was generally my plan as well. He is a solid piece of cover I can shoot around after all.
He's just going to nod and, yup, no.
Yep.
We're waiting until we get to this location.
Yeah, I'll send Snow that message. You need to get off the station ASAP. Can't say more.
Snow actually doesn't answer. She hasn't answered the first message either. But then again, Snow is a spook.
Yeah.
She's probably not going to answer a message like that, even if she's going to do something.
Yeah.
What's that? The spook gets a message, get off the station, can't say more. And they're just like, yep, nope, can't say more, we're leaving. And I will put you on the map as you are arriving. Boop, 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 boop. Welcome to the landing pad. Occupied, currently.
Oh no, is that a vehicle? Oh no.
That is an APC.
Is that Lieutenant?
That is Lieutenant Jade. So I asked you to roll a 1d2 a minute ago. The answer was to determine whether or not Jade was here at one of the other landing pads.
But I rolled what would have been beneficial to us, which should have been somewhere else, because I'm the one who fucking picked it.
Who said that was what that roll was for?
The other one could have been...
I didn't say it was beneficial to you. I had two options for people. I made you pick the worst one of the two.
Yay! Actual challenge!
Actually, no. It is the better of the two. The other option was Jamerson.
Of course.
Because one of the two was going to be here. Because this is one of the two locations that they suspected Tulox was going to evac via.
Yeah, and Jameson would have loved the opportunity to personally catch Tulox in the act. Like, he's been waiting for this moment.
Oh, he most certainly has. But here we are. You guys are approaching. And you can visibly see Jade being informed that people are approaching.
So I'm gonna send that message to her personal phone now.
What is the message you were sending? Please remind me.
The coordinates for one of the other places. Her mysterious benefactor.
To tell her to go here, to go to Jamerson's the hangar.
Yeah, instead.
Oh, you're gonna see if we can get through this with less issue.
I want to see if it works. You know what I mean? I had a little tidbit of information, and I might as well try. There's no reason not to.
Okay.
I remember that it was like abbreviated, and there was it wasn't much to it. It's just a simple message, but she might just ignore that. But it doesn't seem like she's the type to.
So, you guys have arrived here. You guys aren't exactly sneaking. Matt?
Nope.
I am.
We are entering into a more active situation than what your vanishing power is really designed for. So, to actually have it pull off, it's going to be basically versus the scrutiny of the enemy. Or
Okay.
yeah. So it'll be a stealth versus type of thing rather than a straight version of it. You haven't gotten to use this power in combat before, which is why you weren't previously aware, but I did have this pre-planned.
Nice.
That is a very nice roll. I'm going to do batch rolls for the light troopers, heavies, and Jade, just to see who's keeping track of you.
I do have the stealth armor, which gives me since I'm not in active combat, it's a minus 30.
This is just to act for the activation of your supernatural thing to see if you even need the stealth armor.
Oh.
Nope. Oh, okay. Jade is paying attention to you. So to actually stealth away, you will need to activate your stealth armor, which would not be subtle.
It's been on. Like, I don't ever really turn it off.
He did state earlier that he was planning on circling around wide to get behind them as we approached.
Let me roll an actual awareness for her. I'll leave it visible so you can see. Yeah, no, you can stealth pretty easily. She hasn't clocked your stealth. Though she has definitely clocked your absence.
So feel free to use some of those magic grenades. That APC looks like a good target.
Yeah.
Please feel free to move yourself, but that APC is moving into the center of this little landing pad.
So, Liam, do you want me to roll a security test to give Lieutenant Jade the message?
Nope, you already compromised her systems. That's not a problem.
Okay.
She does not look at her phones.
All right, that's fair.
Just one move or multiple moves?
I'll give you 3 movement before they get into range of being able to talk to people.
Is the sergeant taking point, or is he letting blast? That's my inquiry right now.
Your job is to be a wall for your clients, not to move up to point.
Fair enough. So blast will stay where he was then.
Silco.
Yes.
You're being asked to go up front, as the sergeant's just like, all right, Mr. Manager Trainee, get your ass up there. Go be diplomatic.
This is
my
not good.
intimidation plan out the window.
What was that?
I said my intimidation plan went out the window.
Yeah, but also there's a heavy vehicle and how many guns? You are the most solid face between the person you're trying to keep alive and everything else.
Fair enough.
These two are actually spreading out a bit so that if that thing opens up, they aren't going to be in the direct line of fire for a full squad hit.
So we're in Void right now, correct?
Yes, as a reminder, there is no Atmo on this moon.
Correct. So, like, does my suit have a way to communicate, or should I just, like, get close and then message her, or...
You
I
probably
should
have a
say,
speaker built in.
I guess I should say there's not a breathable Atmo. You can go up with your communicators and talk to each other.
All right. Because I just know that, like, sound doesn't travel in the void, right? So...
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm snarfing food.
Oh, no worries. I need to figure out ranges.
So Lieutenant Jade is going to be like, that's far enough, mercenary.
I'll just, like, have his hands up and be like...
This location is currently under restriction. No one is allowed on or off the base. As Tulox is rather distinctly, along with Minx, trying not to be visible behind Blast, which isn't as hard as you'd think it might be, given your size.
I will point out, Blast, if they aren't arguing, currently has them wrapped in a tail and held against his back.
Tulox will reject that because he can't dodge if he's being held.
Fair
but
enough.
he is hiding behind you.
Fair enough.
It still qualifies for you being effectively cover. But he would like to be able to dodge if there's like a grenade thrown. Thank you kindly. The Jade's just like, nobody's leaving this planet. Return to the base immediately.
Of course. That is, as your command, it is important that we take that into consideration. But at the same time, we need to...
To what?
I've gotten a message.
A message?
Yes.
Well, if the message is to violate martial law, then why please continue?
No, that is not my intent. It's not my intent at all.
Then turn around and walk back to the base.
I would like to. Let's see. What's the distance between? Not enough. I want to keep this as short as possible, but it seems that we're at an impasse.
So it would seem. Though, I guess that really depends on what sort of an impasse there is. Are you trying to leave the planet?
I'm personally not trying to leave the planet, no. But I think other people are.
Well, that's a shame for them. Because the pads are locked down. The hangars are locked down.
Of course, of course. Now, Lieutenant Jade, when's the last time you've checked in?
Checked in?
Yes.
And checked in with who?
I'll just hold up my cell phone.
She's going to stare at you. And what would you know of that?
What would I know? Hmm. Have you checked recently?
Why would I need to check anything? Is the question.
Not
Mercenary.
your Alliance cell phone.
Ah. So you're our little hacker then. I was
Hmm.
wondering which of your team was doing that. What, do you expect me to pull out one of my secondary phone and let me guess, there's supposed to be a message telling me, "Oh, go somewhere else." Am I right? Little cat? You think I'm stupid?
Well, have you checked?
I don't need to check because I know who sends the messages and I know what his instructions are right now. If he was going to contact me, it wouldn't be via that.
I see.
You will get a message from the Lieutenant Zhao 40 seconds out. Can see you're in a situation. Moving in from flanking position.
I'm gonna send a message back, permission to blow the APC.
Negative. Attempt to resolve diplomatically before target elimination.
Affirmative.
Lieutenant Jade, what do you know of the fire priests on base?
Only a little.
Do you know why he's here?
Well, which one? There's more than one, because there always is. Isn't that right, boys? And there's kind of a few chuckles.
Lieutenant Ares.
Ares.
Yes.
Her eyes actually narrow a bit, like even underneath the visor. She's like, he's a priest. Interesting.
You didn't know, did you?
They don't exactly have to disclose it.
No, but the priest, he's not just here for me.
For you.
No. He has a mission, you see. Something very important. And while you're dealing with us, well, he's doing his job discreetly.
Would you like to roll me a deceive, my man?
Oh, yeah.
Because you have no you actually know you do know what he's up to, and it has fucking nothing to do with this. Well,
All right.
it has everything to do with two locks and nothing to do with her.
Oh, man. I'm so close, yet so far.
Roll me a luck test. Lower means you pass.
Mm-hmm. I could just get a check mark to deceive, though. I have 5 merit.
You can just get a check
Do
mark
it.
and deceive. You have 5 merit.
Ah,
Do that. Do it. Do it.
No balls.
No
What does that bring you
balls.
to?
That'll bring him to 40 because it's half his
Yeah.
fellowship.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to say 41. Yep, so that's 2 degrees. No, I don't think that matters much here, do you? Especially since now I have enough understanding, enough suspicion that I can arrest you for having broken Alliance encryptions illegally.
who said
And of
I?
course, as a law-abiding member of Doomco, you won't resist a detention until we can determine the truth one way or the other. Now, will you?
Who said I hacked any Alliance phones?
Oh, there was plenty of implications that I could make. I mean, all of you boys heard him imply he was hacking Alliance devices, didn't you? And the Marines around her are like, oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we did.
Hmm. That's a shame that you think that.
It'll just be for the duration of a proper investigation, won't it?
Well, I guess you'll have to take me in then.
For explosives, I was attaching that to tech use. Or, didn't I give you a demolition skill, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Use your
Yes.
demolitions.
3 check marks.
You should have been at 2, I believe. for your
Nope, I
demo.
got it up 1.
Did you get up 1? All right,
Mhm.
you're good.
All right, just kind of
Just-
put 1 in there or
Just
2.
roll your demolitions just to put it in the right locations. Because you're using grenades rather than like proper satchel charges. So,
I have to roll raw int because
well,
my
you have the demolitions, right?
my other skill doesn't work on
Really?
Firefox. Yeah, others skill
That's
doesn't work
weird.
on Firefox.
It's something to do with the HTML coding.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't stop you from placing the grenades. You're just not wholly positive if that's the exact right spots for disabling the vehicle
More.
or not.
Because under my gear, I have, you know what? Instead of the 2 frag grenades, I'll also put in a thermal grenade.
Very well,
near
Lieutenant Jade.
the fuel tank.
Very well, Lieutenant Jade. I will make my way back to the base. Would you like to accompany me?
Oh, no, no. Now you're being detained. Please disarm.
I'm just going to look at the sergeant like, the fuck?
The sergeant is going to kind of look at what's going on, look at you guys. Then he's just going to tap into the full team comms and go, I believe diplomacy has failed. Weapons free.
All right.
Roll initiative, I suppose.
Yeah,
That
I
would
succeed.
be.
I forgot to add my toolkit bonus.
That would be. Oh yes, with your toolkit bonus, you should pass.
Yeah,
Do,
I'll crawl out.
Everybody, please roll me initiative.
do we get that initial surprise round volley?
No, they're on edge.
Interesting.
They are.
Add.
They are on edge with you people.
Interesting. Add +4 to that, I guess. What am I? That's
Why
weird.
is this being weird? Okay, well that's cool. Let me just boo 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 boo.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not including the agility bonus.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Oh, you rolled a
That's
custom though,
weird.
so that's completely fair.
Yeah,
but-
I put in the +4 and it didn't apply it.
Oh, it didn't even add it. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I know how to fix it. So,
I mean, it worked on Lieutenant Jade.
do you have the tokens attached, Liam?
They
No, it's not right.
should.
There's
Oh.
something bugging
I
with
see
the
what the
sheet
problem.
itself.
I see what the problem is.
Yeah.
I see what the problem is. Okay. They're still set to team site at the moment, so that you guys could all see via each other's vision.
Gotcha.
So allow me to correct that. Because you all can technically control team site that way. That was how we were doing it, where you guys
Mhm.
can actually see from each other without me giving you guys permission on each other's shoots and shit.
Well, I'll just put mine to 10 then.
Okay, poo poo, I have it corrected. Which blast, I bet say you're definitely gonna want to not just re-roll because well,
Yeah. I just modified the number in the turn order to what it should have been.
yeah, that's fine. Let me finish up with these guys. Get them on the turn order sheet.
Oh, I've hated Lieutenant Jade for so long.
I know you have been told weapons free. It's not lovely.
Yup.
And NPCs always roll like trash. I should get some other guards on this list. I just realized of all the people I didn't have prepped, the other Doomco security guards are people I don't have prepped. The people I've had the longest. I am clever. I am good at what I do.
It happens.
I am not giving Sergeant McClellan a custom sheet until he doesn't die. So he gets to run off of the... Why do NPCs always roll the worst? Blast. I mean, you guys didn't actually get a surprise round, but you are all going first, so have fun.
Yeah. Blast gets to fire his new rotary cannon for the first time.
Full auto?
Oh, obviously.
It doesn't
Excellent.
fire on anything other than full auto, as I recall.
No, it can do semi-auto 5.
That's right. It's either 5 or 10 rounds.
Yep, so he's just going to unload 10 rounds at Lieutenant Jade.
Great. Open fire.
Feeling
That is
a 1.
not the one I was looking for.
It's a 3 now. 37. 5 hits.
So...
That is definitely not the music I'm after. That was the one. 5 hits. Holy crap.
Wait for her to dodge first, my dude.
Yeah, let's see how many, because she is going to attempt to avoid this. It is basically she has to beat your degrees of success to actually fully dodge it, so it's a question of how many shots hit.
Yep. And
She actually fucking dodges it. Okay. She does have a good dodge, though.
No,
yeah,
No,
10
it's
merit,
It's-
you get that inescapable. But
I mean... I do have exactly 10 merit.
you have 40 ballistic and 35 perception.
Yes.
Okay.
Get that
Fuck it.
inescapable.
Fuck it. Done.
The first thing I got to think about, though, is... So that's a minus 50 on yours. I think she's still... Oh, she's not.
Let me, because we're applying a new negative, I'll re-roll it. We'll see how badly she does.
Okay, because...
Yep, nope, you're gonna hit with the full barrage.
Okay.
You want to just use the same rolls you have?
Yeah, might as well.
Except that I can't read the damage on those.
So-
how
I
you
can.
have it set up.
It's 28 plus
I-
9.
I don't.
37.
What did you do to make them so wide?
So you just need to
It's
use
because of the special.
Yeah.
I can clear out what's noted on the special, and it'll remove that.
You know your bar between your chat bar and the actual map? If the two arrow
Yeah.
keys horizontal, you can just drag it out and you'll be able to see it after that.
So you got 2 Righteous Furies in that. It did not
Yeah.
auto do them, so go ahead and roll the extra 2 d10 because we're not checking for Righteous, we're just doing it.
Oof.
So the first one is 23, pen 3.
No, it's a full auto. Remember, they stack.
Yeah, so there is not a Lieutenant Jade there anymore.
Feels bad.
That's all there is to it. There's not a Lieutenant Jade there anymore.
And that is why they don't like Blast carrying around an autocannon.
Yeah.
Makes sense
Siva.
now.
Because full auto is a complex action. Siva.
Yep.
I'm scrambling away. Shit, explosives.
Bunch of bullets
Yeah.
flying over your head.
No,
Let's see. Let me. Actually, yes.
She died, I'm guessing,
Siva,
earlier on.
you don't have to do anything because he wasn't targeting you. But there is a hail of bullets passing by you currently.
Oh.
As Blast is just open fire with a rotary cannon, and if you had been like, I think half a meter back? Yeah, like a meter behind. If you had been 1 meter slower, you would have been directly in the line of fire.
Sucks ass.
Yeah.
I'm just like, APC's going up.
Alright, so, time for you to find out the stats on those grenades, huh?
Yeah.
This is going to be the
Clunk,
first time you use them.
Yeah.
So, these are magic grenades. They function...
Oh shit.
They're fun. They're fun.
I'm expecting fireworks.
Well, they're equivalent to the magic fireballs contained in a grenade form.
Yeah.
With a nice metal shell.
86
Yes, actually.
per grenade.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Whee!
10 on them is going to be 6 as well. It is a vehicle, so... But they're anti-personnel grenades, not anti-vehicle grenades.
But I put them in just the right spot.
You did. So go ahead and roll the damage, please. 8d6.
Alright. Boop and boop.
Alright, so...
Sploosh.
Don't
There's
forget about
explosions. That thing is not going to be moving anymore. You don't know if it's disabled at this
Don't
point.
forget the thermal grenade you attached as well.
Yeah, to the gas tank.
Yeah, that's right. You attach the fucking thermal to it. That thing's just going up. I'm not dicking with that. That thing's just going up.
Incoming!
Silco.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run.
You gonna run?
I was thinking about running. It sounds like a good idea to me.
Where you want to run to?
I think these are cover or they're...
They are cover.
Yeah. So 4 times 4 is 16, and if I do that from my thing here, I should be able to get right around. Guess I can do it from my corner, can't I? Yeah, boy. I guess I'll get over there. No, yeah, I'm gonna have to run for
You
cover.
do always have Blast to use as cover as well. He's much closer.
He is much closer.
Yeah. That is what he does. I mean, Blast only has 15 armor and 10 soak.
Oh, I just realized I don't have 2 locks on the turn order. No, I'm gonna have him go last since I forgot about him, but...
To laka.
Okay. So, boom. Yeah, I won't be able to get under cover there, so I might as well just... Oh shit. Minus 20. Minus 20 to attacking me, at least, so that's good feels.
Yes, good feels. Since there is now yelling and son of a bitch, they shot the lieutenant.
I suppose I should be on this side, because otherwise I'd be running into the firing. So yeah, let's just run on this side instead.
Yeah, Tulox is making room behind Blast for you if you wanna.
Oh, so kind.
Hey,
So
Blast just made himself priority enemy numero uno, so...
you did. You very, very much did.
Oh,
Boo-boo.
we also have to roll his reality instability.
Oh, that is correct! Please roll me a D100.
Sounds great. I'm feeling like a 33. Ooh, no, that's not good at all.
Well, no, it's entirely random. It can
is.
be
There's no-
amazing or crap, no matter where it is.
Allow me to check my list. Because
Why
you
do
are
you-
correct. I have not put these on any specific order of good or bad.
What?
On that note, ooh. I'm not going to
Ooh.
immediately tell you what this one does. Roll me a D4, though.
Guessing there's some
What?
blast attached. Mr. Blast.
I have no idea, but
He's finding
once
out
I-
the same time you guys do.
Yeah.
But once I know the effect, remember I can attempt to suppress it.
You can. You just need to know what the effect is first.
Where'd you get these powers?
Oh,
Not
this
good
is-
places.
This is because I died once already.
He got this from the thing he died to. 4 turns? Cool. I'll tell you now, it lasts for 4 turns.
Nice.
Joy.
Woohoo!
This was a relevant time for that.
Does anybody else see anything going on with Blast?
Not yet.
Oh, joy.
You'll understand in just a second.
You get really small. Super small.
Let's see. Wow, he's okay.
Nice shot.
You know, I'm gonna use that as a. Actually, there's not enough of them for that.
I mean, you know
No,
the
it should
target.
only be 7. It's a semi-auto fire. It should not be a standard, so
I
it
mean,
should only be 7 degrees.
I mean, you know the target's 70 now. You could just roll
That one misses.
7
Yep.
more, and not.
Nope.
You could just.
It's only
Roll-
3 of them.
Oh,
But yeah, I will just roll the other D100 now that I know it's a 70. Cool. So 2 of them are hitting. So, this is when you find out what they are. You're phased out.
yeah. Obviously, I'm going to roll to try and suppress that.
Yeah, because they're all shooting center mass, so each one is actually specifically hitting the people hiding behind you.
So I'm going
Oh,
to
that's
make my
beautiful.
roll to attempt to suppress that, and pray
yeah.
that I succeed.
Got a fate point
Yeah.
though, so that's always fun.
No, I don't. I
Oh.
died. Remember?
Oh yeah, right.
He has not purchased a new one, and
I
the
spent
fate
it on-
points are
gotten enough
10 merit.
to do
I know.
so.
Spend it on.
And you,
They're,
yeah,
they're 15. 5 for buying the fate point itself.
nope. I changed
That
the
does it
prices on
different
it. They're a
for
flat
his.
10.
Oh.
So
They
I-
are a flat 10, and it gives you a fate point. Max 3
So-
per character.
I will
Unless-
suppress it, or what's going on, for 2 turns.
Yes, you will. You are now solid. It was going the good news is if people aren't hiding behind you, you can attack, but you cannot be attacked.
Yep.
You are out of phase.
But
Kind of okay.
realizes it,
two,
stops out,
3.
and is just going to look at Tulox and Minx and them and be like, "Move to cover."
Oh, that was in notes, not into special. So these do have felling 1.
Ooh, because
So
they have
reduce-
special guns.
So these guys are using what is in essence large caliber anti-cutter weapons.
So hit them with your lance gun.
your armor is just reduced, or your soak is reduced by 1 level of your unnatural.
Yep.
And let me roll a d10 for that Righteous Fury, only 1. So you're dealing with 5 pen 5,
So I take
15
nothing.
pen 5, 7 pen 5. Yep, they rolled like crap, so I didn't expect too
Yep.
much.
Just barely, I take nothing. Right on the nose.
I didn't say all their weapons are horribly effective.
Ugh.
Actually, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Both of those are multiple. Like, both of those had all 3 burst hit. Allow me to do
then
math.
I'm dead.
Possibly. Because that was a Righteous Fury.
No, it wouldn't matter. Even if they rolled reasonably, the chances are I'm dead.
It hits your soak. What's your soak?
5, because of the reduced soak.
I thought you had 2 unnatural.
No, I've only gotten 1. That's why this is so horrifyingly brutal.
Yeah, anti-cutter weapons.
This is
you need to dodge.
But if I dodge, the people behind me die. I can't.
Everybody else has dodge too. It's not like your NPCs do not have dodge.
Question: can he dodge and knock them over with his tail as he dodges?
Okay, so if you don't suppress the phasing, you are just out of the way. Your people you can yell at them to dodge, because most of the enemies aren't going to deal damage like this. These guys are the threat for you.
Fair enough, but I'll just roll the dodge. He's going to assume the military people understand when he starts leaning to one side saying heavy fire incoming. And nope, I'm dead.
Do you want to release your suppression?
I guess.
That's the other option here.
That's the only way I'm not dead. I'm wearing heavy armor with a ridiculous soak, and I'm getting one-shot tapped.
By people with weapons specifically for that, yes. It's almost like Lieutenant Jade wasn't actually the right first target.
You never know. Gamerson would have not let us actually enter a dialogue. He would have been a more gruesome fight.
I will have Minx reroll. Minx might be shot to shit here. Actually, one of them missed. And, okay, Minx is gonna be the one that they missed on.
So here, wait.
Silco, you need to roll dodge, my man.
I have a question.
Yes.
For Minx. You said that Tulox wouldn't let me grab him with the tail, which means I had Minx in the tail.
She
Does
drops
she
to the
get
ground.
out of phase with me?
No, people that you're touching do not get out of phase with you. That would be an upgrade. Hers is... Basically, there's only 3 of these guys, right? One of them missed, and it was the middle one of my rolls. So he would be the one that would hit Minx, so he's just, he's missed.
Fair enough.
Tulox and Silco are the 2 that need to dodge.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question. So is that from the 8 rolled?
No. Actually, yes. Yes, that is.
Okay, so there's... should be -2 on my side because of the -20 attached to the roll for the attack. But I guess it's still being attacked to him. So I'm wondering if the -20 has any effect on me because I was running.
Yes,
because it's
-20 will still. So that'll reduce the number of degrees of success it has by 2.
Right, should take out at least one of those shots
it's
because
it's also not actually aimed for you. They are.
Yeah, that's what I was. That was my other.
I'm going to reduce it by another 2.
Okay.
So you're basically having to. I mean, still 4.
Okay.
It makes it less likely that you're going to get nailed.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll still roll my dodge. No big deal.
That one's 5. So Tulox does avoid his.
I'll use my fate point for the session to re-roll.
And you will only be hit by one of the rounds, the first round.
I can take that, I suppose, then. 5 damage, 5 pen. Yeah, I'll take that, then. I'll take that shot.
No, I regret to inform you, you have misjudged your threat assessments here.
For sure.
I
Lieutenant Jade.
I don't think I have.
No, you're fine. I'm telling you now, Lieutenant Jade, while she was in charge, is not the most heavily armed person on this little field.
It's true.
I'm sorry, it's...
It happens. I wasn't expecting the most heavily armed character to just be annihilated in the first volley.
Well, man, I told you several times this place is set up on the Cutter border and is
Fair
armed for it.
Fair enough.
They are the heavies, though. Those 3 are the only ones with major weapons. The other guys are lighter troopers. They have standard assault rifles. They can be threatening, but they're a lot less threatening than them.
It's fine. I will deal with it.
These guys... So, for the next 2 turns, you have full control over your phasing. So you can phase back in for this next, set of rounds. And these are the light troopers, so they're easier to basically avoid, take the fire from.
Fair enough. Yep, I'll do so.
That said, the Honor Solars need to make a couple rolls of logic for them, because their APC went up. They figure somebody had to have sabotaged it. They're very confused as to what happened there, because they have a smoking APC right now. I'm gonna have these 2 moving off to the sides. Alright. They're very confused also. Why you're not dead?
As their bullets seem to phase right through me.
Yeah, they're, today's not a good day for these Marines. Let's see, we're gonna shoot at him, Yeah, I'm just gonna split this up.
No, you're okay.
2 between each. Yeah, I'll split it up as 2
I
between
figured
each.
it would.
Let me see what I'm gonna be rolling on with these guys. The very first pair is a very nasty. Well, the first one's a very nasty roll. Let me roll for the others. Okay. So one of you Doomco security guys is probably about to get shot to shit. That's a miss. That's a flat success. So we have a flat success for one of the guys shooting you, Blast. So his damage is... I'm not even going to bother rolling on a flat success. I'm just not. For the 29... That one is 4 degrees. He's doing a semi-auto, so that's 3 shots. Let's see if he can Righteous Fury on your ass. Oh, look. Oh, okay. 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 These ones are just the standard rounds, though. So we'll see. 7. So grand total of 18 damage, pen 3. On you, Blast.
Sorry, headset cut out. What?
18 damage, pen 3.
Does nothing.
Low pen. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't even bother rolling for the first one because he got a single ding on you.
They have to get above 25 damage to hurt me without special things.
You actually got pretty close.
Yeah. But
not bad.
Not complete.
Nope. And then that last guy takes 2, so just real quick. Nope. That's actually not going to damage him. And the other guy is taking 3 hits. 7, 10 damage, pen 3. Let me double check, but... Cool, one of the Doomco security guards is wounded now. Lieutenant Jade is dead, don't care about her. Doomco's returning fire. They're gonna switch to full auto.
Ducka.
So 50 is what I'm aiming for. Oh. Alright.
What about the sergeant?
That was who I was running for the second one for.
Oh, wow.
He rolled a 4.
Good for him.
So I'm gonna do this guy first, who gets... Okay, I think this might be...
Oh my. It's a lot of righteous fury.
This is the unnamed one that got shot.
Oh my god!
This is the unnamed one that actually took damage, too. So, he is... he's an angry boy. I might rename him Angry Boy, because what the fuck do you mean you just shot me?
Call him Jimmy.
I mean, he kind of did.
You did Jimmy the guy.
Oh, good gods. Okay, so fun thing, he was shooting one of the heavies, because he can make target assessments, too. He's just killed one of the heavy troopers outright.
Good job, Jimmy.
Yeah, no.
He is a Jimmy.
And now for the sergeant, who got 5 degrees of success. 2, 3, 4, 5. No righteous furies. We regret to inform you.
Well, he's not a Jimmy.
Yep, no, he only dealt 11 damage, but it's also pen 5.
This pen. Oh, because of the stacking from the full auto.
Yep. I made full auto a fun thing to be shot with.
Yeah. It's not fun.
It's murder. It's lots and lots of murder, that's what it is.
Cool. The heavy in the middle is now very badly wounded. Okay, and then I'm gonna have Tulox do a thing, because...
And Minx.
Minx does not want to shoot people. She would rather hide currently.
Good for her.
She's an office worker, really. She might be military, but she's an office worker. She doesn't have frontline experience.
Give her a gun.
She has a handgun.
Fair.
You see, she has a gun. She does. She's just not using it. Also, she doesn't want to commit, treason.
So she's just taking cover on the ground?
Basically. She's hit the deck. Sorry, we had continued on, so I hadn't finished with Tulox's thing. So he's actually going to shoot that other heavy. He's just going to kind of lean around you and just be like, hold still.
Gonna shoot the weakened one?
Basically.
All the while you're going da 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 da.
Let's see. Oh wow, he's
Click.
That's not good.
He's actually gonna re-roll that with his only fate point.
Good for him. I'm feeling a 99 again.
Click. Oh.
It's almost like he doesn't want to have his gun explode.
That's fair.
So that's
That's some pain.
well. Okay. That is. You know what? Just for that, I'll have him shoot the one that's not wounded yet.
They'll let him have a gun like that?
Officer.
He's not producing that from his standard holster.
Oh, I see.
He has pulled that out from a back pouch that was distinctly sealed. As he's just... And then he is going to shift his aim and shoot another one.
Oh, balls.
Oh, he's going to hit.
Here.
Cool.
Crit.
I'm not even bothering. So he just executes the last two of the heavies. He's like, and the rest are yours, big man. Blast!
Blast is going to do what he was trained to do with this weapon now that he doesn't have a what he thinks priority target, and just sweep his gun across these 4 or 5 schmucks, trying to hit them each with 2 bullets.
Yep, that is completely viable. Remember, it's full auto when you do that if you want to be able to hit all of them with 2.
Mhm.
So its degree of success is how many bullets actually hit. You want
Yep.
it to be max 2 per, you said?
Yep.
That's cool. Go ahead.
42.
10.
Wow.
1 degree.
One
Is
bullet.
that considered suppressive fire?
Oh, it's definitely going to still be suppressive fire, and people are going to be...
Lip pin. Oh, very nice.
Oh, hey, it's crit, though. Go ahead and... 22? That is a dead man. I think. Oh, no, that's definitely a dead man. Even if he didn't have pen, that's a dead man. So you only hit one person with your barrage, but he's dead.
Pete!
And now you're much more confident in saying that you are sufficient cover.
Yeah. At least for this round.
Shiva.
I'm refreshing because the end terminal broke, but I'm just going to do a single move towards the back of that unit, and then I'm going to shoot the nearest guy in the back. But roll 20's not loading.
There was 2 people that went trying to look for who blew up the APC, one on each side.
Hmm?
So they are looking for you. For what it's
Adam.
worth.
At a minus 30, of course. Oh man.
Until you
Let
start
me
firing
see if I
people.
can load roll 20 on Chrome because Firefox has.
I think it's probably just internet, Matt.
Hey man. Don't put that evil on me.
My Firefox is fine.
Well,
It's a good red panda. There you are.
look, I loaded it. Boom. Right
Nice.
in Chrome. Alright. Yeah. Just gonna make a full move to here. Take cover.
That's cool. And you wanted to shoot somebody?
No, that's my full move.
Oh, okay. That's what you're targeting
Because
with?
I only have 43 agility. Double that is 8 squares. So
Okay.
that's a full move.
Well, alright. That's your turn then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Silco.
Hey, I guess we can shoot some people.
Indeed, you probably should be shooting some people.
It makes sense.
Sorry, man. I have trauma from the only war games that Liam runs. Take cover.
You mean kind of how you just had a flashback the moment Blast got shot by the people with weapons made for him?
Yeah. Take cover. That is rule number 1.
I am cover. I can't take cover without giving up cover for the rest of the people we're supposed to protect because they're not moving.
Well,
that's because you have offered to be cover.
that
You have entered into the vicious cycle of you have offered to be cover, so they're using you as cover, so you can't take cover.
Yup.
I failed. On my full auto.
Oof.
Well, that is unfortunate.
What about range bonus? You already added range bonus. You already added the range bonus.
Yeah, plus 10. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's
full auto is a full action, right?
It is,
Yep.
yes, and that's right. You still have the worst ballistic skill in the team.
Oh yeah.
All right, the light troopers are redirecting their attentions. This guy's gonna get into cover. One of them's getting into cover. I think people are about to mad scramble for cover is what's about to happen here. Yeah, people are...
Crap.
Let me double check, but I think... ×2? Yeah, they don't have to move for that. So the thing might be dead, but it's still a hunk of metal to hide behind. So people are straight sprinting for the same cover you're in right now. They're not going to be able to do anything about this. But you're about to get friends who are going to physically run into you. Because they have no idea you're there. Please roll me a strength test to see if you knock them over when they...
Can I make a dodge?
You can dodge, yes. Because they're about to just physically run into you. Since it's not an actual attack, I'm just going to roll their agility raw, and we'll use that as your trying to, dodge thing. You just have to pass a dodge. And yeah, you avoid both of them as they're hustling into cover as well.
Nice flank bonus for sure.
And you're hearing, as they're here, you could hear them, talking over their squad comms, shit. That is all of their turns, though, because they don't have enough for move and that. Brings us to Doomco. Kellen and the other Doomco officer, they're just going to fire suppressive fire onto the area there to force them to keep their heads down. That's their plan.
Does the sergeant kneel because he got into the line of fire of the cannon?
They are dropping down to a kneel.
Okay.
You can easily fire over them. You tall son of a bitch.
Your cover means nothing to me. Taka.
Well,
Cover is
honestly,
the only thing that means anything to him.
Well, honestly, I was thinking of moving a single move over to here and pulling out my thermal lance.
I mean, at this point, who's going to call you on war crimes, right?
Our lieutenant will.
Yes, she will. Our Jimmy, I think I'm going to Doomco officer.
No, you can't name him yet. He hasn't lived. Don't do it.
He critted how many times in attack? I'm at least gonna call him Doomco security officer Jim.
He'll get the full name if he survives.
Yes, he'll get an actual name if he survives. An actual name, not just, Jimmy. But Cullen is firing in their direction.
Jimmy Jenkins, middle name Leroy.
I once again forgot to actually put 2 locks on. You know what? I'm just gonna put him at the end of the turn order. I can't. Apparently I keep forgetting to add him to the actual turn order. So he gets to be
add to
last.
turn.
Sure, if my Roll20 wants to stop shoving it off the map because he's still at the top.
And I mean, if his plasma pistol surges, there's one sitting on Blast's belt right in front of him.
He is notedly not firing that pistol right now. He is venting heat out the side of it. And you hear him humming to himself.
Super hot. Yes, it is.
As he's like, overheating is a bitch. Do.
But no, Blast will just offer him his.
Oh, well, thank you. And he will double hand plasma pistols if you give him one.
Oh, he will let him pull the pistol from his quick draw holster.
Okay, let me find the stats for the Doomcoat one, because he's using a slightly different variant.
It's in mine. It's
You know what? I'm just gonna roll it off your sheet.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna go hunting for it.
Probably got a better to hit than me, but
Does he have 2-weapon fighting?
He does.
Nice.
No, I only need the damage off you. I don't need your 2-hit.
yeah. It's 2d10 plus 2 pen 4.
Yours does not get to fire twice a turn, though.
No, it can. It's single shot, so if he has multiple attack actions. The perk of mine is it overheats on a 95 plus instead of a 90 plus.
I did not mean to put those that aim and range bonus in. That's just misclicks.
Still, he would have hit.
Oh no, he's still hitting. Yeah, because it's standard and no aim, so he can.
Oh, baby!
Oh, that
uses fate point already. Burn. It's gonna blow on either way.
It's overheating on the second shot, so at least he's getting the first. Okay, he's gonna crit on that first one too.
So the interesting thing about my overheat, it's specialized. Remember, mine doesn't slag; it just immediately begins venting.
Yep. You got a modified version of it. You got the reliable version of it too.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, that thing immediately starts like he fires one shot. He's gonna hit this dude up front, which with his cover might not do as much as we'd like. Because those only add a 6 to his armor. So he dealt 19 damage. Okay, he actually does kill the guy. So he does kill the guy with the first shot. And then the other one just immediately starts venting as you immediately hear him cursing in a different language. So, you guys are going to hear the rapid whine of engines in the air. I will put this as the shuttle starts coming in.
Nice, nice.
Which the pilot has looked at a burning APC and basically gone, and is putting it on the edge of the pad, which is not safe. This is not terrain that you want to just willy-nilly land on, and yet they are.
I mean, those two damn near live out here, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, basically. Blast.
Blast is going to...
This is the turn also when the other team is arriving.
Yep.
So I'm going to have them go last with 2 locks.
Blast is immediately going to spend the free action to link with the lieutenant of his targeting positions. And then he will fire at these two because this guy's too far away to link into it.
That's fine. Fire away.
Each of them will get hit
dear
tagged
Lord.
twice.
Okay, that's nasty. Oh, my roll 20 kicks that off thing again.
Oh,
So that first one.
We'll take those two.
Oh, cool little dropship picture.
Right?
I like that. I like that a lot. Is that a Star Wars one?
It is, I think.
Hmm.
I'm actually not positive. I have to double check to see where, what I got that from. That guy's dead, by the way.
Oh.
That is significantly worse damage, though. That one might not kill your target.
Yeah.
So that removes the cover.
How's your ammo looking?
Barely a
No.
drop in the bucket.
Belt
That's-
fed. That's how
Yeah,
he's
belt
looking.
fed. Yeah,
That's of the manstopper rounds that I've been firing. That's 30 of the 500 that I have in my pack, and then I have 500 more of the armor piercing variety.
I don't need to use
He's
my
got-
technomancy on you. You're good. It's all good.
He's fine.
Cheers to belt-fed rotary guns.
Yes.
Yeah. No, there's a reason I gave him belt fed.
You
Last
don't-
guy is not dead, but very, very badly wounded. Alright, I'm gonna roll. You know, I will visibly roll these. I'm rolling willpower tests for these folk, because there's 4 of them left. A second squad just showed up. Let's see who just gives the fuck up. Yeah, the rest of these guys are gonna surrender. Like, outright. They're just, nope!
Yeah,
We're
I'm
done.
gonna pop out of camo with an assault rifle pointed at them. Drop them, boys.
They were all ready. As they're just, nope, we're done. we're this shit, what the actual fuck?
No hard feelings, guys.
Yeah, no, people are emerging from cover, guns down, hands up. And McClellan is just like, wow, good job, Blast. Goes to pat you on the arm, hand goes through you. The fuck?
And Blast just chuckles, concentrates for a moment, pats him on the shoulder. Don't worry about it.
This was the last turn of the phasing.
Yep.
Hey, the fuck?
And
And then he pats you again. It's like, oh, you're whole. He'll
Weird.
never do that.
And Jim is humming the Doomco company song.
Doomco, Doomco.
I'm just going to
Basically.
recover my pistol
For all your
from
world domination means, yeah.
the warrant officer and begin walking towards our transport.
Yeah, no,
So-
the warrant officer will just hand you your handgun back as he's like, thank you for the lend.
Quick question. Is Lieutenant Jade's equipment slagged from the rotary cannon, or is there...
The armor's completely unrecoverable, but what are you
about
after otherwise?
her tech stuff? I just want to scrub any influence I've had on it.
Her
If it's
phones
not
are...
already...
Here, she's got 2 phones. We'll give it a 50% chance on each for them surviving. One of them's alive, the illicit one.
Okay, the listed one, as in the one her work phone?
Her non-work phone, her illegal one, the one that she was doing all of the sketchy shit on.
I'll take the sketchy shit one as evidence then. Sounds good.
As Sulax is moving, Minx is like, you're all fucking mad! And he's like, Minx, I'm going to put this in as fine a way as possible. I'm going to be setting off explosives in the ammunition depots. She's staring at him like, You're gonna fucking what? He's like, I'm going to set off explosives in the ammunition depots. It's going to set off all of the shells in those depots. If you don't want to die, you're coming with us. If you wish to remain here and accept your death, that is your prerogative, and I will not stop you.
Hey,
The
Blast,
choice is yours.
tell her that the amount of ammunition that's going to go off will literally crack the moon into pieces.
She knows. She's been working here. She's well aware.
Trilogy
Silco.
scenarios. Yes.
Jim is coming up to you and be like, "Hey, medic, could you?" As he kind of turns a bit, and you see there's a fucking hole in his side. Could you?
Yeah, this is my time to shine.
It's a really big shovel, right?
It's a very big shuttle.
All right,
Blast.
gentlemen, drop your stuff. I'm gonna hand tie you. You're getting on that shuttle.
And they're like, "Sure, man, that's fine." They're like, "Yeah, no, we're in."
So I'm just
They,
gonna
like-
take him and walk while we,
So instead of leaving them, I'm
Patches
gonna do
guy.
the courtesy of not only hand tying them, but giving them the option of life.
Yeah, no, they're they're your prisoners now. They'll go with you.
Blast is just going to walk Minx to the shuttle and be like, "Get on."
She looks a little shell shocked right now.
What is that weapon that's on the top of the APC, and is it still?
No, that's not intact.
It was worth an ask, you know.
Oh, it's always worth an axe, but there's nothing left of that weapon. Somebody blew the shuttle, the APCs.
Fuel.
You have stabilized Jim, by the way.
excellent. Let's get him off
God.
this planet.
He's like, "Thanks, medic."
Glad I have a name.
It's Silka, right?
Yes.
Right. Minx
Tulok.
is.
Any surprises from you know who what?
He opens his mouth, and then you all feel a shiver go up your spines for a second. As there's somebody walking towards all of you, very purposefully.
On the shuttle double time, I don't have time for any excuses. He is not here to rescue you. Staying on this base is not healthy. Double time, come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the. I'm gonna put the APC on the map later. Okay, give me 5 seconds. There we go.
Blast is just double timing it over to cover.
As Lieutenant Ares is making his way down, and he is radiating not good feelings right now.
Lieutenant, get everyone on. I'll handle it.
Lieutenant's like, you're handling it. All right.
I'll
All
handle it.
right. You handle it then. And these guys are going to be getting
Sorry,
shoveled in.
Lieutenant, but you're more important than me.
People are getting onto the shuttle very quickly. It is an industrial shuttle.
Yeah.
Shuttle.
I'm gonna kind of.
Bix is the one that greets you at the back entrance when you start loading people on, as he's like, "Let's go, we're leaving, come on, move.
Yeah. I'm gonna rack my weapon and just draw my knife, and I'm gonna channel the full bridal power of Ember so he can feel it.
You're going to channel the power of Ember. Okay.
Just so
Roll
he can feel
me
it.
your will.
Okay.
Because you have now done what is considered the classic of channeling will against one another. It is an old tradition of fire priests.
Yeah. I'm also gonna try. Can I have the plus 20? Oh, I won.
You did win. As he does shove back, you can feel he's got a lot more of his power in him than you do.
Lieutenant Ares.
Siva, Priest of Ember. Interesting.
I want to offer you one chance at life. Come with us on the shuttle. This base does not have long.
I know. You think as a priest of war, I can't feel what's coming. I want answers before
You
you
can get them
leave.
on the shuttle if you
No.
are peaceful.
I want answers before you leave. I'm not going to stop you from leaving. I just want my fucking answers.
I will try to do what I can.
Not from you. And Tulox is just, ah, you wish to speak with me. As he carefully moves around, he's just, that's right. I want to speak with you.
Blast will move over to cover Tulox.
As Tulox is going to kind of pat you on the arm as he's going to say very softly, fairly certain Ares could pull the shuttle out of the sky if he wanted to. Let's not antagonize. And it's going to be, what can I help you with, Lieutenant? And he's just, why are you doing this? Tulox is just kind of stare at him for a second before, I'm doing this for my people. And he's just, And by your people, are you speaking of your country, your species, or something else? And he kind of nods as he's just, my country, if you want to be particular. He's like, which country? As he's going to ignore all of you to go up and just basically toe-to-toe with Tulox. Which, Lieutenant Zhao, despite your I want to handle this, is already, like, almost immediately here. So he's just,
Yep. Blast is point blank. He is ready.
And Ares isn't even regarding you. It's
Yep.
kind of, you haven't had somebody just flat ignore you before. But you know what? These three are going to go on to the shuttle with the prisoners. If you guys are going to take prisoners, somebody will handle the prisoners. And they're nameless anyway. And Tulox is going to kind of look at him for a long moment before the collective. And Ares nods. Great. That is what I wanted to know. How many are going to die for your ambitions? Tulox shrugs. I don't know. But frankly, I don't care either. Ares will nod again. Look at all of you. And you're going to watch him do mental calculations.
Lieutenant Ares, if it helps with your calculations, Ember and the Forgotten said this needs to happen.
It doesn't. Especially, the Forgotten almost makes that easier for me to handle. I'm sorry, do you follow that thing?
And Ember.
Hmm.
They are my balance. Hot and cold.
I don't give a shit. And he's going to look at Silco. And here I thought we bonded.
We still have bonded.
It's a job.
I just don't want to die. And I hope you don't either.
There's room on the shuttle. We'll drop you off.
No, he's going to step back. I said I wouldn't stop you. I will keep to my word. Go.
I'm just gonna immediately just kind of shadow flank.
As Tulox is just like, nope, I'm leaving. I'm leaving now.
Blast will be the last one.
Zhao is actually going to kind of tap your arm, and she's just going to say very softly, your gun's not big enough. Go.
He's just being the last, the last of the group, He may not be big enough to take him, but he'll at least hold him for a round.
And you can see Ares has pulled out that secure communicator of his and is
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, I was hoping to do something with that before he left, but it looks like he's going to die by giving his message, so I'll at least give him that satisfaction. I'll tell the lieutenant that that's a direct communique to his boss, so
Not a surprise. On the shuttle now.
Yep.
Everybody's on the shuttle.
If anybody other than the lieutenant's not moving fast enough, Blast will pick them up and move them.
Nope, everybody else doesn't want to be here. Like, that's all there is to it. Nobody else wants to be here.
Yeah, once everyone's on, well, I'll just kind of run up and go, everyone here that's going to be here.
And Bix kind of is waving people on. Nyx is sitting up in the pilot seat. She actually doesn't have her helmet on, which, given the back area is open, shouldn't be a good thing, but it doesn't seem to be particularly bothering her. You can feel something almost stalking in the shadows with her, though, impatiently. It's not just Bix and Nyx on this. It seems that they have some sort of insurance of their own. The reason you can feel it is it's of the Forgotten.
I'll give it a nod in acknowledgement and then just kind of take up a post of security.
Let me get it appropriately sized here, but since you are acknowledging it, it will emerge from the shadows to kind of growl at you.
I'll just stare at it coldly and passively.
It's a very soft growl before it vanishes back in. Nyx is just, ignore him. He gets anxious when he hasn't been fed.
Who?
Exactly. And you guys will lift off.
Does Jamerson theatrically come running up right at the last moment, like, you get back here, you meddling kids, and your dog too.
There's another couple of. Johnny, can you give me a couple minutes so I can finish stuff up with you for the last scene? Or not, I guess. He said he was going to go help Allie out with something, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Johnny!
Well, the shuttle lifts off. It gets moving. And you do see APCs moving towards that landing pad. Silco never ended up jamming the system, so they did get a call out. Not that they're showing up in time, but still. As you guys are lifting off, you'll see Ares kind of look up at you all for a long moment before he turns away and heads off. Where he's going, you don't know. But Tulox will kind of sigh as he sits back and he pulls out a detonator and hits a button. And you will see some explosions rippling out at the outpost that you guys have spent so much time at. And he will say, in almost conversational tone, and that kills the communications with the base. It'll take them a little bit to figure out what's going on up in orbit, so we'll be safe enough for a moment.
Just gonna message the lieutenant. Should we rob him of his detonators?
It's not our business.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's going to kind of look over at all of you and be like, I want to apologize for pulling you into this mess. It wasn't really my plan to do so. However, it became insisted upon that I have some sort of guards to ensure my exodus is done. once it became clear that people were looking into me. I was instructed who to hire. I was going to hire someone a little less prestigious, but it's very clear to me that I've gotten my money's worth out of this particular employment. And the lieutenant's going to kind of look up. You do know, for involving us in this, you're going to be charged heavy fees. And he's like, I understand. You're going to charge me a bunch of fees for having not been fully clear as to what what was part of the contract, and for involving you in legal activity and the like. Well, I can assure you that before this is over, no one will be reporting that you were involved in the matter. I do already have all of the appropriate fees and penalties on credit sheet here. So he's going to reach into his coat and pull it out and hand it over. Well, I suppose if you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. Now that everything's over, I'm happy to answer the best I can.
No,
no
I think I'm good. We kind of did some digging on our own and kind of figured most of it out.
He kind of nods. He's like, I figured that's what you were doing. It's not too hard to realize what's going on when one of your bodyguards starts vanishing. I just appreciate that you didn't alert them to my activities.
Not my job.
I can still express appreciation in that matter.
It's up for the higher ups to determine.
Hmm.
If they say leave it, we leave it.
Yes. Right. I believe that this is about outside of the blast radius, as he's going to pull out another detonator. And
Everyone, hold on.
and he hits the button. It is a few minutes outside. Like, it is. Like, you guys are a few minutes out when he finally hits it.
I just activate my mag boots.
Yeah, we hold on.
There's some shaking in the shuttle. Nothing so extreme as to be worrying. He picked his distance right. And activating outside, he does, like himself, activate the outside cameras because he needs to effectively verify. And indeed, he has detonated the ammo storage. That moon is coming apart rapidly in a series of explosions as he's just, good. And then he watches his attention is turned away from the moons. And some of the satellites are going up as well, along with several of the ships that were stationed here as part of the defense group. He's like, perfect.
We
Right.
supposed to have that one cruiser go up first?
That was a little overreaction from my partner, unfortunately.
Kind of left you out to dry there.
He shrugs. We're within the correct time frame. It just moved things up a little bit. Luckily, everything was in place. We were just trying to be a little bit more thorough.
I look over to the captives. Well, at least you weren't on that rock.
And they're kind of staring as they're just, Tulox, what the fuck? And he's just, And just one of the others is one of the Marines is just, how could you betray your country like this? And he's like, you're not my country. You've never been my country. You're just a bunch of invaders that walked in to our territory and decided that destroying our leaders was in our best interest without ever consulting a single one of us. I have not betrayed anybody. I have only held to my loyalties to the collective, and the collective alone. I'm sure you understand, as he actually nods to Blast.
Blast will actually nod back and be like, loyalty to one's country is paramount.
Loyalty to those you swear yourself to is always paramount.
He nods. And which is why Doomco has my current allegiance.
Until it comes in conflict with your country.
No, my loyalty is to Doomco until the stipulation of my contractual time frame, at which point I will be up for renegotiation.
No. I had to ask.
Yeah,
That is
no.
respectable.
It is a fair question. If I did not voluntarily join Doomco, the prior question would have mattered, and my allegiance most likely would have been to my people and country. But as I voluntarily joined Doomco, my allegiance is to them as long as I serve them. But as Doomco is a business, it is until the terms of the contract.
Works for me, man.
The lieutenant actually nods. She's like, it's a good way to go about it.
Doomco is your country while under contract.
Exactly. Until the contract ends and you decide whether or not they'll remain your country. It's what I prefer when it comes to these sort of things. Much as some might consider it a little odd for someone of the first to say, I like being able to choose my masters more.
No, agreed.
Yeah, to each their own.
And Tulax will kind of nod. He's like, I've chosen my masters, and I hold to them. So, I would like to assure you that we are not all going to be stuck in the shuttle in the middle of a half-destroyed system. And he checks his watch, and he actually pulls out an old little timepiece, like a pocket watch. As he checks it, he's like, in roughly an hour, a collective vessel will be along to retrieve us.
No big deal.
Until then, we merely need to, well, not step into the aftermath, really.
Not much aftermath other than space debris.
Oh, people are just going to be scrambling about for a bit. Probably a few weeks, months. It's not going to matter much. By the time anything organized happens, it's all going to be over. Mr. Blast, I will offer you what I hope to you is good news, at least. The collective is reclaiming what was once its own.
It was
Our
going to
homes will
happen.
be returned.
He nods. It would have happened eventually. He gestures to the people. These are too young and inexperienced in the ways of war to truly win against the collective, or the cutters, as they call them.
They don't understand that they fought raw recruits in the First War, not the army.
They didn't even fight raw recruits. Most of them were still in training. That's why they were on that front.
Many were still civilians. That
No.
displeased the collective.
Yeah. He's just it looks at the prisoners. Is like, you guys don't realize you kicked a hornet's nest that's been their belief is war.
And one of the Marines is going to be like, that was like 100 years ago.
Blast is going to nod his head, chuckle. You realize a collector isn't even considered a teenager until they're what, 500-600 years old?
1,000, says Tulox casually.
Like, yeah. So the
Honestly, the
veterans
problem.
he's like, the veterans of the war, of the various wars, are thousands of years old and have survived as many, if not more, battles. You fought civies and were fresh out of boot,
Recruits,
fresh out of
children,
yeah,
civilians, nothing.
and you had to throw your entire force at it, and it disappeared. What's gonna happen when they go, time to take our land back and divert a main military detachment?
Oh, they are, currently. That was the
Hmm.
point of this, as he gestures to everything.
I figured as much.
Hmm.
Standard combat tactics. You strike at vulnerable points.
You
And
hit
you move in
vulnerable
for the kill.
points, but yes. And it is war that the Cutters fight, not merely honorable battle.
Blast is nodding. Yes, I have served on one of the wars.
Hmm.
Not
You
frontline,
fought.
I was salvager.
You fought in the honor wars, yes. As I recall,
The
that was your agreement with the dynasty, the collective.
Blast nods. Yearly honor war between the three factions. We fight against the recruits and fresh out of trainees, and they fight against a force that has been fighting their peoples for generations. They gain better experience. We get valuable loot and continue in the next year.
And the Marines look aghast to this as Tulox is kind of nodding because he's like, my people don't participate in the honor wars. We sit on the other side of the collective. We sit on the further front, away from the dynasty. We
Blast
have
chuckles.
we have an ancient enemy that has been trying to drive our people to extinction for generations now.
I
The
believe
collect
it.
the collective have sent naval aid and more particularly trainers to us to let us win the war.
As
At
is right.
least at least that's what we were doing until the Alliance took over the territory. And then it's all, oh, we will protect you. Oh, we will see that this great enemy is driven from your borders. He shakes his head.
They
Like
haven't
we're
done shit.
children. No, they've driven them back, but they've treated us as children that aren't worthy of our own honor in combat. How can a people grow if you hold their hands and don't allow them to?
Nods. We, at least my people, didn't really have a choice in whether we would join one faction or take part in the honor wars, as we sit directly on the border between the Cutters and the Dynasty.
You had a choice. Your choice was, as the third choice, do nothing. They would not have bothered you. They would have left you on your planet to live your lives how you pleased.
But that
Not
would
that
have
you
been
probably knew that, since I'm sure that happened generations ago for you, that agreement.
no. The agreement is taught. It was an option that they could just leave us to do our own ways, and the pretty much planetary unanimous vote was fuck you, we're gonna kick you in the dick and laugh about it afterwards.
And then you found out they don't have dicks.
Yeah, then we just started kicking him in the head, and it was fun all around. And so the once a year honor wars.
Yes. The honor wars are a fairly standard agreement among the races that don't have other reasons to join the collective. Many of our peoples fight with them and join them because they offer to be teachers and to make us their brothers and sisters in arms.
From us, it was more one side didn't offer better than the other, so we'll take advantage of both worlds and better ourselves in the process.
Hmm. It's a good, sensible way to handle it.
I mean,
And the Marines
otherwise we were just going to continue fighting amongst each other and killing each other.
and the Marines is just, people are mad. All you aliens are mad. He's just, the
Well,
Sulox shrugs.
well, what is mad to you is normal for other people. Just because you can't understand it does not mean it's insane or wrong. It's just
Uh,
something that you're not familiar with or understand, because it's
I
not part of your
mean,
culture.
chances are you people would have just been fighting amongst yourselves if you hadn't found other opposing forces out in the galaxy. The only difference between what you're doing and what we're doing is we're on a couple of planets and you're on a chunk of the galaxy. There's no
Tulox,
difference.
Tulox kind of nods along as we're just more honest about it as well.
Mm. And that's kind of been the human race's thing. We don't like to look at hard things, difficult to look at things, nor do we like to be honest with ourselves about the same things.
He's just Blast is just gonna nod and look at the Marines. I mean, look at what y'all did. Y'all moved to a new area. You found a group of peoples. You were like, join us or fight us. It was either join us or we're going to take over, which is invading. So join us or fight us. You,
Tulox is just, the humans don't look at it that way. They consider
yeah,
it, what's the phrase? Liberation?
yeah. Well, humans are hypocrites. No offense to our resident humans.
Lieutenant Zhao's just, no, humans are fairly hypocritical. But then again, I am a follower of
The
the
first.
gods of war, so yes, the first is who I revere the most. The
Hmm.
father's own general.
I mean, he's a pretty straightforward guy, from what I've heard.
He is. Kill
So,
your opponent before they kill you.
sounds like a good philosophy. I'll cheers to that when we get back.
And as you guys are kind of chatting, Nick's up front calls back, I've got new signatures entering the system. Based off of what I'm hearing, the collective ships I'm seeing are your ride. That's a lot of ships, and he's like, oh, they're not just here for me. They're here also to begin the assault. But
Oh,
yes,
okay. Yeah.
oh, this is just one battle group of, from what I understand, 36.
I don't want to know any more about that.
You'll see it on the news soon enough. The collective is
News.
taking back what's its own.
Hmm.
Regardless of who thinks they own it now.
Power to them.
Blast is just going to chuckle. Well, Doomco's going to get a new stream of revenue coming in.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes. And the collective march to war. I actually can't wait to see it. Be the first time I've seen them go to war since they came. Actually, no, I don't think I've ever seen them truly go to war.
Well, there'll be a lot of that ahead. More than the collective may have the stomach for, and it won't just be the Alliance.
The collective has an endless stomach for war. War is their religion, war is their culture.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Because there's going to be more than just the fight with the Alliance.
They'll have to fight the Federation as well, yes.
Them
I
too,
believe...
and the one beyond that, and the other race that they already know of that's been resurrected, and so much more.
Oh, there's always another war to fight. I do know that the Federation's busy right now. During the war planning, some of us with a bit more that they knew would be able to be trusted with more information, at least until the time was right, know that the Dynasty are launching an assault on the Federation front. I believe 5 clans have pledged themselves to it. A significant number.
Which means a minimum of 5 of
5
the eldest.
5 clans of Dynasty is the equivalent of around 500 million soldiers. And a shit ton of ships. Just an absolute armada. Like, 2 clans is what launched an assault on the Federation last time. Like, full clans, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 is... that's a lot. That's a lot of firepower. And he's just... Tulos is just kind of shrugging as he's just... They march to war!
Like I said, the Federation, as they put it, kicked the hornet's nest and then
The Alliance.
decided to sit on it.
The Alliance did.
Hmm.
Federation... Well, the Federation's always kicking a hornet's nest, but it's always different ones than this. Well, once again, I thank you all for your assistance. And he kind of leans back and looks at the front. You as well, Nyx. I do appreciate your support in this. And she just kind of waves a hand and she's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And, a cutter ship, a collective ship, will collect you. So, Blast, you've seen a collective, like the inside of a collective ship before. It's not often that you've been on one, but it's at least not the first time you've been on one. For those who are a little less familiar with them, the collective ships are... They basically look like long... Oh, do you know the collectors from Mass Effect? Where they have the ship that almost looks like it's been carved out of an asteroid?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like that. So it kind of looks like that, and they are these long, solid, instead of being made of like stone, they're made of a metal that nobody really knows what it is outside of the collective themselves. They don't tell anybody what they are, what it's made of. You do know it's made of the same material they are, but it doesn't make people familiar with it, really. People have been studying it for a long time, and they still don't quite understand it. The inside of it is kind of like being inside of a series of tunnels that are almost rough-hewn metal. And there is, for the accommodation of those who need to breathe air, Atmo in them, or at least in this one. and you guys will be loaded in and given a place to stay. It's not terribly comfortable, even with the accommodations made for organics. The ships just aren't designed for it.
I'll make an impromptu shrine, and in the room I'm given, I'm gonna write Siva was here. Kind of in a corner, tucked away.
Yeah.
They'll find it, but
As you start doing that, you actually will get it's almost a thought that reaches out to you from the ship going, could you not?
do you have a temple to Ember here?
No. And we don't want one.
Just a little graffiti.
No. Stop graffitiing me.
Blast is just going to pat Silva on the shoulder. Silva, my friend.
I'm not a Silva, I'm a Siva.
Or Siva, sorry. Siva, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop drawing on creatures.
As the lieutenant, who you guys have basically been given shared quarters, is just like, cutter ships are alive, Siva.
First I know of this.
And now you know of it. They're alive. You're not graffitiing on a ship, you're graffitiing on a person.
So it's like a tattoo.
It
Annoyance from the ship.
Siva, you realize the ship will happily throw you out and not give a shit.
Well, I know. I'm not continuing. I've stopped at its request. I am just. This is an interesting new series of information that I have gleaned and have.
The ship is now annoyed as it's just like, yes, it'd be like if somebody took a tattoo machine and took it directly to you without asking.
Well, this would be one of those temporary tattoos. It'd be one of those ones that you just wash off.
Blast is just going to.
Because I'm not using a knife. I'm using a little spray can.
Blast is just going to pull out some cloth and cleaner and begin cleaning it off.
No, hey, look, I learned. Don't do it on cutter ships, but everything else, up for grabs.
Don't do it on collective ships either.
Okay. Good.
Ship is the name of the country. Cutter is the name of the country. Collective is the name of the country. Cutter is the name of the species.
Right.
Well, don't do it on their ships. Everything else is up for negotiation.
No, don't do it. Sorry. So don't do it on cutter ships. Don't do it on dynasty ships.
Are those alive?
Yes. They're alive in a different way, though. They're a little less. It's kind of like being in a giant animal.
Think Tyranids.
But they noticed that I put a graffiti on it?
Maybe? Whether or not they would care is also up in debate. Most dynasty ships are. It'd be kind of like graffitiing the side of an elephant. Whether or not the elephant would actually notice is very questionable.
So later. Alright.
Yes, as Siva is now collecting a mental list of whom she can effectively tattoo and can't.
Yes, I'm like, yes, okay.
Who will notice me graffitiing them?
Well, what I will do, not to tattoo the ship, but I will at least leave a folded piece of metal with a printout of Siva was here, and when we leave, I will just lay it on whatever stand that is given to us or the bed.
Leave it somewhere.
Just leave it. Somewhere. Just leave it and tuck it away.
Organic rooms on collective ships are not used often because they don't get passengers. And the actual cutters do not use rooms. They don't sleep.
Yep. Blast is just going to hunker down somewhere and begin practicing his mental capabilities, you know? He's got downtime. He's gonna sit there and train.
I'm gonna
That's what he
go into
does.
my forge.
Sorry, I was adding what the collective is to the major names TLDR edition handout. Because if you remember, I do have a major names thing there for anybody who wants to check them, and if you forget the names of like a country or something and I mention it, I do have them listed there.
Major names TLDR edition.
Yes. That's
Yay.
where I know that I have some proper pronouns that you guys aren't wholly familiar with. So whenever one comes up, I put it in there. Some entries are a little longer than others, but like some of them don't need to be long, so. Well, it'll only be a couple days before a Doomco ship comes by to collect you guys. In that time, that you will know that the cutter ship does make a few engagements. They don't seem particularly worried about your health during those engagements. But it's a fun old time. It's great. And after a few days, you are actually transferred back to a Doomco ship, along with an additional fee for an early breaking of the contract. One that is notably paid by not your client, the collective. I have placed you guys back on Aeon Terminal, where you will be returned. You guys are up here in the offices of Doomco, where you were promptly hustled to for a debrief.
Liam, before we leave the cutter ship, I would
Yes.
like to ask because I don't know if it's even possible, but I will like to ask the ship I have 200 credits. If it is willing to have someone sell me some cutter-only metal, because I am a blacksmith apprentice or forge smith apprentice, and I wish to practice my craft and maybe get my hands on some metals I couldn't from normal space.
The
It's
ship
willing.
will rather impatiently direct you away from its attention to the captain, who does handle the small creature things.
Greetings, esteemed captain.
The captain will meet with you as he's just, hello. You are a smith of the father,
Yes.
dedicated to Ember and the
a
Forgotten.
humble apprentice.
An apprentice smith is no less interesting. What can I assist you with?
I have some
Actually,
small.
wait a minute. I just remembered. Where is it?
I have some. Oh, good. I'll wait until you're ready.
Go ahead.
Oh gosh, the voice mod, not the voice mod.
I forgot. I had this. Hello. Please
Yes,
continue.
yes, I can hear you. You mad lad.
What can I assist you with?
I have some humble monies to my name, some credits. I was wondering if it would be amenable to do an exchange so that I may practice my craft with materials not so easily accessible on the market. Something potentially only available to collective space.
We are able to process and create a great variety of metals. Tell me, what it is you seek exactly.
I wish to hone my craft. I wish to expose myself to
I
the fire.
understand that much. I am questioning what material you're looking for from us.
Something psionically imbued. Something that would not be utilized for most other races. Something that I can practice with, understand, and try and build. Something, yes, psionically imbued. A material or metal.
And why is it I should gift you with this?
That is the conundrum. I am trying to seize the moment. This is the first time I've truly been on a vessel such as this, and it has been quite a day. And as you said, I am a creature of Ember and the Forgotten. So I wish to boldly, even, ask for this opportunity. As to why, perhaps we will come across each other again. And I will not exclude the collective from my arts as it grows in time.
Should you survive the process of becoming a full smith, it is doubtless we will meet again, as a species at least. We are, after all, eternal, and your own craft and kind tend to be, as long as no one kills them, at least.
If the exchange is not acceptable to you, I would completely understand. As I said, this is a rare opportunity, so I wish to seize it if possible. But if it is not to be today, then maybe another time.
What will you build with it?
A lodestone. Or a touchstone.
To do what?
A protective amulet. I've built many weapons, many blades, many things built to kill, but what I haven't done is built something to help, to protect, to defend.
You wish to make armor?
No. An amulet. A touchstone.
An amulet that protects is an armor in name different only, yes?
Yes, that would be my goal, yes. A bit of armor. That is what I wish to build.
A price in turn. A simple one, I think. Yes. You will give it freely to the first who asks it of you. And we will give you enough for two. One for the one you choose to give to, the other for the first to freely ask for it. That is our price.
So, okay. The voice mod's a little difficult on this one. So the first, I must freely give to, the second to freely ask
Basically,
for.
that was more of also he phrased that very weird. Basically, what he's asking is he's going to give you enough material to make 2 of the amulets, right?
Okay. Yeah.
One of them he wants to be given away completely free to the first person to think to ask you for it. The second one is to be given to whomever you were planning to give it to, regardless of who that is, even if it's yourself.
Sure.
All right.
I agree to these terms, and that sounds wonderful.
With that, the captain bows to you, makes a gesture, and a hunk of metal actually just comes straight out of the wall.
I will bow back, accept it, and we will. I'll excuse myself when he dismisses me.
Yeah, no. Like once your business is done, they aren't big on the formalities of you are dismissed type of stuff. And once your business is done, the cutter basically just turns away and goes back to what it was doing.
Okay. Now we're back on Aeon Terminal. Woohoo! Let's do it.
Yes. Welcome to Aeon Terminal once again. You guys have completed another mission. This one, you actually killed people on.
Yeah, that's what happens when you ride around in a metal box.
So, it is going to be a bit of time before you get another job. In that time, I will give you like a quick rundown of some of the news that comes up over the course of that time.
Give us the debriefing, because that actually could come with very specific questions.
The debriefing is very straightforward, as they're just going to be like, all right, how did it go? What happened? You were fired your weapons. Was it in self-defense or was it in offense?
I don't know how to answer that, because that was like self-defense offense, like he who strikes first type of thing.
You guys are not necessarily responsible for the firing of your weapons, as your sergeant did give the order. They're just asking the questions of, do you know why you fired? Are you aware of the Are you aware of the ramifications of having fired your weapon at the targets you fired upon? Things like that. Did you protest the firing? Did you dispute it?
Nope.
Very well.
Blast will just give a tactical analysis of... He's basically going to give a basic tactical analysis of situation required lethal fire to maintain protection of asset that was hired to protect.
No, ma'am, I did not protest the fire of my weapon. I know the ramifications of firing my weapon. Yes, I fired my weapon.
Yeah, no, and it's just like the questions aren't a horribly complex. It's just very clearly, do you know what you did? Why did you do it?
Yep,
okay.
Good reasons. You know what happened? The moon blew up.
We're aware of what happened to the structure. Yes.
Yeah.
To the former base location.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Were you aware of that prior to the destruction of the boon?
I will have you refer to upper management.
Very well. That is an acceptable answer to that question.
Because I fucking did. I was like, no.
You will have to refer that up the chain. It's a completely acceptable answer. If they go up the chain and they hear nothing, then it's not an acceptable answer. But given what happened, no, you know very well that going, you need to talk to the bosses is actually it's perfectly viable for you.
Yeah, because I did the groundwork of looping them in and letting them make the big decisions.
You did. You went through appropriate channels.
Right?
Going through appropriate channels can be very, very important.
So otherwise, I would actually have to answer the hard questions or lie to the manager, and I could with defiance, but they already know I'm Ember, so.
Yeah, they already know you're Ember, and you've already tried to lie to them before in the past, and you found out they're not easy to lie to.
No, they're really good. Yeah.
They are not a let me just drop a white lie here and move on sort of group. And you get asked, just
I've been a good girl.
And Blast, you are actually being asked a similar set of questions where it's like, were you aware of his intentions and his activities prior to the destruction of the moon?
Blast will just pull up the data pad, link the points where he sent the information to the lieutenant, ask for advisement, and further up the chain as well, and set the data pad in front of him.
And just looks at it very well and continues on. That's it. It's not that hard. Like, that's
Yep.
all they really want from you.
It's like, no, Blast entirely notes it down. He made notes of everything. He has a video recording of Tulox completely admitting to doing it and lying about the fact of what he told to Doomco.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's completely fine. Like, and yes, he did admit up front to your faces that he was not honest with what he hired you for. He even had all the appropriate fees on hand, so it was definitely premeditated.
Probably down to the last credit too.
The maximum fees too, not just the minimums.
Oh yeah.
But it's also the fact that it was clearly premeditated, and him admitting to that removes
There's a fee for that.
Yeah, but it also removes Doomco from culpability in a lot of circumstances.
Yeah, premeditated lying to Doomco for a specific service also accrues a very, very hefty fee, and he probably paid the maximum for it. So
he did in advance, like before he was even told what fees he was being charged. Because technically speaking, if they found good reason, they could have actually like waived the fees or lessened the fees. But no, he didn't even wait to find out. He paid the maximums from the start, and the manager is kind of looking at that and being like, "Oh, well then."
That's a lot of money, but
it's one of those. We won't mark him completely black.
They are not blacklisting him because he did this. Like, specifically because of how he handled this, he is not blacklisted. You are correct.
Being blacklisted from Doomco is not good.
That's not fun.
They're everywhere. Hey, can I get on the shuttle? It's a Doomco shuttle. You're blacklisted. But it's a civilian transport.
It's actually not that bad. They don't handle transports. They don't. There's different. They don't have that cornered out.
No.
They are a arms company.
No. The problem was anytime he entered a shuttle that a Doomco employee was on, he'd have to be frisked for any potential Doomco property.
That is a very different thing. Yes, he couldn't buy from Doomco, and they would be specifically excluded from owning any of their equipment, which is a much more problemsome thing.
When we get back, I'm gonna send a cryptic message to Lieutenant Snow on that private comm, and it's just gonna be go for safe touchdown.
Cleared.
And I will just leave it.
Safe touchdown?
Yeah, I just go for safe touchdown, and that was it. It's just like, did you?
Yeah. No.
No, she's confirming on your end.
Confirmed.
She's like, good. And you will eventually be sent a message with private channels to communicate with her through.
Yeah. Accept them, and I will do it when I am properly on break. And
that's fine. She's making sure you two stay in contact.
You are obviously a valuable player.
I was like, get out. And it's like, okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't leave her to dry or hang out to dry. I didn't leave her to blow up with the moon.
I regret to inform you, Blast. Minx does not want anything to do with you.
Oh, I entirely expected that.
She's too small for you.
As soon as you guys got off of the cutter ship, she left. She fucked off.
No,
she's like, I'm done. I'm gone. Goodbye. I don't want to see. No offense. I don't want to see any of you ever again.
I entirely anticipated that.
Yeah.
Her loss. I still have a Racknell to compare tech with.
Yes, Nix and Vix. They did get off with you guys as the two of them were like, man, we're not gonna work for the Cutters, much as that's fun. And we do have a heavy lander. And Nix just kind of looks at Vix. You wanna start taking jobs moving shit? And Vix is like, have to retrofit for an FTL drive. But sure. And she's like, yeah, sure. I got enough saved up. And those two will be on the station for a while as they get that heavy ammunition shuttle reworked into a small vessel, like actual transport vessel.
Moving covert goods is huge.
You have no idea what they're doing with it. It is not a stealth vessel, though. I'll tell you that up front. It is a heavy ammunition mover.
Which means it is armored to the nines.
It is armored to the nines. It even has some military-grade weapons on it. Not super heavy ones. It's lightly armed because it's a transport, but they are military grade nonetheless.
Which means they can run subtle transportation under a protected status.
It's you don't know what they're gonna do yet because they're not letting you on their plans. The two of them are moving off, being like, "So here's my." They're like, "Okay, so here's some of the retrofits we're gonna have to do." Da 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 da. They're doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Let's see. What else are they gonna ask you guys in the debrief? They'll ask you if there's anything you want to report as well, anything that you feel should be reported to the company.
As the comment was made, it would be advisable to recommend a possible expedite of computerized security features, as they seem to be woefully lacking.
To the Alliance. We'll let them make their orders.
Just gonna point out that the Alliance, security codes are 10 years out of date, and if they want to,
Doomco says rather tactfully, "We're aware."
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a loaded statement if you've ever heard one.
I know what that means. I'm just like, well, since I did do this on Doomco property time, I'll hand in my bypass. You probably have better ones, but this is the one I used to bypass the.
Appreciated. And that's it. You do not have further comments on the matter.
I'll ask the manager, because I care. I don't. This is probably the Ember speaking, but the whereabouts and well-being of Lieutenant Ares, if he does come up on the Doomco radar, I hope he's okay.
I will speak in the words of the manager on site, Mr. Mild Autotune here.
Yeah.
He's just Lieutenant Ares. You said, yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look then. Lieutenant Ares, he is in our systems as a customer. Not for your particular brand, but rather an arms customer. Let's see. He is a member of the Church of the Eternal Flame, one of the ones dedicated to the Father.
He was on the base. I offered him a spot on the shuttle to evacuate.
Doubtless he declined.
Yes, he declined. Made a phone call, and then I don't know. I just hope he got. I'm just wondering if he made it out.
If we hear about him, we'll put in a message to him that you're looking to find out about his health. If he declines to have that info released to you, there's little we can do, though. It is his choice and his privacy that is our paramount on that front.
Of course. I just...
The Eternal Flame is a valuable customer.
I understand. I just care about his well-being. He is an honorable individual, a man of his word. And I just hope he made it out of that rock before it blew up. That's it.
I'll certainly let you know.
Appreciate it. And now it is time to hit the forge. Ah!
Yes. So, I do want to give you guys a little bit of an update on the Galactic News real quick as to what's going on with all of this. That way you'll have you can make decisions as you please on things, or just have it as information if you like as well.
Love it.
So, following this explosion, checking the news, it was definitely not the only one. There were a couple dozen ammo sites that were hit like this, major ones.
Ooh.
Yeah. In addition, when they started trying to scramble to find out what was going on and everything that was happening, there was a lot of... Like, the early news is confusion within the Alliance ranks, and it's a lot of news messages about, like, a lot of news stories about how things are in chaos on the Collective's front, how nobody seems to know what's going on, da-da-da-da-da. And then there starts being leaks to the news channels of a message that got put out to the Alliance High Command. And the message in question is actually from something nobody was really betting on. Basically, the admiral in charge of the front and the security on that particular part of Alliance space basically comes out in a bit of a grand speech about how they should not have defied the Collective, how they should not have thought themselves the betters of such ancient beings, and how he stands beside his country fully and completely, and now that the truth has risen, so shall the Collective rise again. And it is rapidly spreading across the news that the admiral that was leading the fleet on the Collective front was a traitor.
Oh, well, they... that was a very, very long game they played.
That man has been in charge of that front for about 60 years now.
If he's not a... Well, here's the thing. This Collective are psionic specialists.
They are.
They don't need him to be the traitor. They just need to be someone close to him for decades to be the traitor, constantly influencing his mind.
No one knows what's happened. That is a great theory that's currently being bopped around by plenty of news companies, but no one actually knows. All they actually know is the Admiral just came out after the front's been in chaos for a couple weeks and basically gone, we win, fuck all of you.
Well, good thing I'm with Doomco, because you don't fuck with Doomco.
No, you don't fuck with Doomco.
Just reading the news, just probably sipping my beer like, oh, this is all fucked.
That's severely fucked. That's bad.
I'm gonna send this to Silco. Hey, Silco, you watching this shit? This is crazy.
Well, I don't believe Johnny's here, so...
Still muted. I don't know if he's here or have been trying to talk or...
Nope, he went to go do something with Allie.
Yeah, I felt bad to keep talking, and then I looked at Discord and he's been muted. Johnny, you here?
That was an out. An hour ago, he said that he was leaving for the rest of the night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where? In chat?
He sent it to me.
Oh. Well, he's probably has the
I
his
don't know.
thing in here so that he can still record. That's
I
why.
presume.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All I know is that he said that he is going to be helping Allie with something for the rest of the night, and that he got off like an hour ago. He got
That's
off
fair.
right as soon as combat ended.
Well, maybe next time. Anyways, exciting.
Yep.
I'm gonna send this to Blast as well. Blast, you saying this shit?
Yep.
This is
Surprise.
nuts, dude.
Blast, you're actually getting messages from home.
Oh. It was like,
Yeah.
one moment, getting a call from
Parts-
home.
Parts of your... It's just messages at the moment
Oh,
because
alright.
direct calls right now are the collective hit the communication systems too. It's like right now it's basically what messages are going out on couriers, mostly Doomco ships, because they can move freely between the front lines effectively.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting messages about a collective flotilla basically coming in, sweeping out the Alliance Navy, and then calling up partisans on the planet to fight back. A lot of your family was involved.
Yep.
You hear about a few family members that are gone now, unfortunately, due to this. But they died honorably, so take it as you will.
You're just gonna be like, looks at it. We're back on the base, right?
You're back on Aeon Terminal.
He's just going to message the immediate manager, not squad manager, you know.
The
And
actual manager.
he's just going to drop a message to the manager informing him of family deaths and in following up with an informing him that he will be going to the bar for the proper celebration of honorable deaths and he will be drunk and rowdy.
You will be given leave for the rest of the night and the next few days. They don't know what your exact mourning rituals are, even if it's just a celebration of the life of the person. But they are giving you plenty of time for it.
It's basically going to be drunken fighting. He's going to get a lot of booze and go to the training arena and keep going until he drops.
You tell me about those
Yep.
family members' deaths.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you a couple pointed questions from Siva. Tell me a little bit about them. Tell me their names. Send me a picture if you can.
So, if we're going to go into a bit more in-depth on this, let's see. I'm going to presume that your species usually have large families. Yeah? Hello?
Sorry, headset cut out.
I said I presume that your species probably do large family groups.
Yeah, what I was thinking is there will be the equivalent of clan compounds where a small town will just be a clan.
Yeah.
So,
and it's extended family too, where it's like people that have married in addition to actual
Yep. So, which would mean for like marriage, people seeking marriages and stuff, they'd go literally bar hopping in other towns.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so let's make a quick roll. I'm gonna do 3 D100 rolls here. The lower the number, the closer they were related to you.
Fair enough.
Most of them were cousins and uncles that married into the family. Not horribly,
Close. Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of your cousins that was your father's brother's kids, one of the ones that you would have actually grown up more directly with, was one of the ones that he went down swinging into a battalion. An assault actually got launched on the family compound because they're supplying fighters to the partisans that moved out to engage the alliance, and in a counter assault, he was on the front line. Like he was just the point of the spear, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Died honorably, but died horribly.
It was like he'll pass along details, pictures, that kind of thing, because
is there a recording of his final moment?
Roll me a luck test.
Sure.
Yeah, actually. There's a lot of recordings coming off the planet, but that's among them.
Okay. I'm going to kind of go into seclusion, and after I ask you one more question, what are sacred things to your people? Like what materials? Tell me a little bit more about your people.
You'd get a basic rundown of a person's personal armor and weapon is kind of... they're a people of war. Their armor and weapon, that's the... You recover that, you pass it on to the children. That's the big thing.
Okay. And then I'll go communication silent. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of the managers who sell stuff. But I'm going to basically go and buy shot up armor, broken armor, things that they're not repairable. And I'm going to take pieces of the damaged parts.
Oh, you just remind me. Pay. You guys getting paid.
Pay. Huge pay.
You guys are actually getting bonuses for direct combat too, especially considering what you fought. Increase your standard pay by an additional 500 creds. So standard pay would be a total of 1,000, and then I believe, Matt, you got a small bonus for being the techie.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got 200 creds.
Mostly for being demolitions, honestly.
I also blew up that stupid APC.
They don't get that specific with
I know.
their
That was my job, though. That was part of my job, and there's a reason why I get paid more. It's because I was the guy in charge of blowing up the APC.
Yeah, you handle shit like that.
I also got a pay wage bump because I went up in rank.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yours is an additional 100.
Congrats. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy specifically damaged armor, and I'm gonna take the damaged pieces. I'm gonna reforge it, and I'm gonna watch the videos, take the pictures, and I'm going to forge a little remembrance statue of that last moment where he's yelling at the enemy, shot up.
He did not go quietly. He went down like genuinely in the middle of some heavy troopers, just tearing into them with a melee weapon, not even a gun.
I'm gonna try and channel Ember and Forgotten to get the visceral emotion into the little...
A willpower test and a fellowship test.
I'm gonna spend quite a good bit of time studying. But does that the things he has given me and go over the information? So a couple hours.
This is for channeling the emotions and the like into it, not for the quality of the actual work.
I was just wondering if I can get a bonus.
The bonus you'll be getting is for the quality of the work for the study. You'll be getting a bonus for when I have you actually make that part of the roll.
Okay, I got the willpower, and the other one
was a fellowship. That's the one I know is going to be harder for you.
What merit do we get?
I'll give you guys... This is actually the end of a mission set. I did skip a couple. You guys will get 30 merit.
Ooh, nice.
Let's see if I get close. I can spend quite a bit. I'll spend 4 out of the gate to make this a 30.
And yes, Blast will be in a drunken party fest or a drunken fighting party fest for like the next 3 days because 3 family members died.
Put that.
You know?
One of them you were actually somewhat close with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bittersweet thing to like. It's something that's always been talked about, but you've never really had as a direct thing in the like with people you actually know. Because the honor wars, they are more to surrender than to just death. I mean, people die in them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bad
it's a
hits,
lot
that
less.
kind of thing.
You're not trying to slaughter everybody, is the way I'm going to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Death happens, but you're not trying to do outright slaughter.
You 4 degrees for willpower and 1 degree for fellowship because I increased my fellowship by 10.
Yeah, but say you increased your fellowship enough to pass again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
But when Blast is in his drunken revelry, when security eventually does come in to try and stop him, if they actually do, he's on them. That's just it's drunken fighting.
You're probably going to be assigned somebody from the father's faction because you alerted them ahead of time. You can hit me all you want, but you're coming with me.
I will give you something in a second. I'm going to finish up with Matt first while I also find a specific token.
Yeah, for the 91s, I will make a necklace pendant or a keychain or whatever of his family's clan symbol, and engraved on that is the name of the person that's died. But I'm going to make for the 26, I'm going to make his last moment.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking something up. Okay, so the next thing I'm actually going to have you roll for working on things is going to be your smithing, which you should have a specific skill for.
Yep, weapons. Would that be his weaponsmith?
So right now you're doing pendants in the leg, right?
Yeah, I have armor.
Yes. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to get you another trade for this. There is going to be a general one called metalsmithing that is used for making statues, jewelry.
Artisan.
Yes, it's an artisan skill. So we are going to go ahead and put that in there. Now you have two choices. Like either you can spend merit, or if you do this raw, then you're going to get more. Like you've got a lot of raw motion attached to these, so I'm going to give you bonuses for it. But you could earn it. I was about to say you can earn it, the first check mark in it, doing this, because you've already worked on stuff like this.
Shouldn't I have the first check mark for my shrine?
Well, that's why I'm saying that this will be you're earning it, and depending on how well you do, you're probably going to get more than one check mark.
Well, I have at least the first check mark now, because that's a minus 20. It's off int, it'd be 15 or less.
Well, that's why you're also going to be getting bonuses equals the degrees of success you have on the willpower and the fellowship.
Oh, so 5. All right, so plus 50. Pew! Yes, I passed. Wow.
Cool. You will get 2 check marks into it immediately.
Okay.
And you will get a specialty talent of emotion channeling. So long as it is something that has an emotional connection to either you or the client that has hired you to do the work, you can freely channel the emotions of the like project into it.
Something I want to surprise someone with. It's not for a client. I'm not charging him for this. He's not a client. It
doesn't matter. That still counts for.
Okay.
Client just means who you're making it for.
Right. Okay. Awesome. This is exactly what I want. I want this.
So for the talent, when you make it, you get a base pass of like you can either have it where it's a base pass of I just do it and it's just a basic path, and if you roll on it, it's to try to make it better than basic pass. It basically makes it so that if it's just, oh, I just want this done and I want to move on, then you can just do it without the required roll. Whereas if you want to make it absolutely exceptional, then you roll on it, and it comes with the risk of failure, but it also comes
use
with
the emotional, emotion channeling for the pendants of the ones he went familiar with, just as kind of a I'll remember you because you're
Yeah.
family, but nothing truly special.
Well, this first roll, you've made something fascinating. Like, this one's for his brother, well, cousin.
His cousin, yeah.
Basically, brother once removed at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
That one, you have made something fascinating. It is a combination of sorrow, joy, and bloodlust.
Yeah. And when you're sober the next day, I'm gonna come over, and with a little cloth over it, I'm gonna be like, "Sorry for your loss. Maybe this will help."
Let me do a thing because I got a thing here.
Does the master come in?
No, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a specific token in the moment. Give me just a second. I think I'll go... That one fits best. There we go. Because I wanted a token for a character that I've been banting around bringing in, but I'm going to bring in now with this. And I had a couple different options for pictures, and I was like, I don't really like this one. I don't like that one. We'll use this one for the token. That type of thing, you know?
Oh.
Hey, none of your team members died this time.
Dude, that is so fucking rare.
Like, I didn't exactly give the... Like, I didn't make the Doomco personnel pushovers, but I didn't make them special either.
We had a Jimmy. We had a Jimmy.
Yeah, we fucking nuked somebody.
We had a Jimmy and an autocannon.
We had a Jimmy and autocannon, and somebody had a plasma pistol, which, by the way...
Oh, you're talking about Tulox? Yeah,
Oh
Tulox.
my god.
He had a different model plasma pistol from the one that you're used to.
The one that you can only fire twice, and it's just like, oh man, just shake it out, shake it out.
You're not sure what was up with that, but it was burning closer to white than blue.
He's like fanning it, like, oh, hot, 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 hot.
He's just holding it out to the side, like, yep, yep, that's happening.
All right, where's this token?
I got it. Give me a sec. Patience, fucker.
No.
Now, we're your unscrupulous players.
Put yourself in the bar, or I'll put you in the bar. I'll just put you in the bar.
I can put myself in the bar. It's no problem.
Not you. I'm putting Blast in the bar. This is while you're working on shit.
King, 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 king.
Yeah. So, put your big ass at the bar. You've been drinking. You're starting to get
your
A
face
sizable
looks
collection
like
of
it
bottles.
needs my fist.
You have a sizable collection of bottles. The Monrad, the bartender, has still not actually said a word to you since you've come in. Like, not once. Like, you order from him, you can talk to him, and he's just completely silent.
Doesn't care. He's just there, basically singing stupid war songs, drinking, and prepping to go to the training area to start beating some people's faces in. Or at least trying to.
And this woman is going to sit down next to you.
Just smiles, nods, offers her a drink.
Kind of a soft smile, and she'll accept the drink. And she will ask very softly, "What are we celebrating?"
Several members of my family died in glorious combat.
Do we celebrate their life or their death?
Yes!
Your enthusiasm is commendable, but you are starting to bother some of the other patrons, you know.
Yes, Chuckles. We do not mourn, we celebrate. And if my celebration is too loud for people, they need more drinks!
Not everybody celebrates death the way you do. There's
Then
many
they...
people here who have also lost family. People have lost family in the Alliance, I would note.
He nods. War is like that. If they want, they are more than welcome to come and challenge me. That is the way of my people. We will fight until surrender, and then I will drink more and fight again.
That is not the way of the people here, though. Peace,
Shrugs.
young warrior. Peace.
He just raises his eyebrow. You act like I'm out to kill somebody.
I believe that you're drunk, and I doubt that you would be able to control your strength right now if you did fight somebody.
That is most likely accurate, but I have no intention of killing.
And yet you were likely to do so. Would that not be a bit dishonorable?
No, the dishonor would be upon the opponent who challenged somebody in my state and did not expect that risk.
Denying culpability in your own actions is a young warrior's folly, I suppose.
He shrugs. I may be young, but I am not stupid. I would regret the action, but until it has happened, there is no need for regret.
Avoiding regrets is something we should all do in life.
Bah. Regrets allow for the betterment of growth. You cannot grow if you do not make a mistake.
That's only true if it's a regret that isn't obvious. Besides, it's disrespectful to those who don't mourn in your way to be so boisterous.
I have yet to be asked to leave. If I am, I will gather a collection of booze and celebrate in my room. It will be boring, but it will be done.
And if I'm currently asking you to at least be more quiet about your celebrations,
I
would you
will grab
respect that?
I would grab some bottles and go to the training room, because nobody complains when I yell and bellow.
Maybe we should make our way there then, yes?
Sounds like a plan, and he will just he will make an order for several bottles of booze, grab them, and start walking to the training room.
Yeah. And nobody will stop you. There'll be kind of a clearing of people, in fact.
Fight me, I challenge you. Your face looks like it needs my fist.
I don't know. This is probably a good thing because him being as hammered as he is, if somebody bumped into him, he'd take it as a challenge and start fighting.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that that's trying to be avoided currently.
He's
Probably
not
why you
being.
were sent a minder.
He's not trying to be anything.
Yeah, he's not trying to be a problem or an asshole. He's just following his traditions, and if other people have a problem with that, come fight me.
You'll find some people to fight in the training room. Some more sturdy ones at that you aren't likely to kill by accident. The people that wander down to the training rooms on this station tend to be more in vain with you.
Fair enough. But yeah, he will basically spend the next 3 days in drunken, revelrous fighting.
How long does it take me to make the statue?
You'll have it done by day 2. Depends on how much detail you really want to put into it. Because if you want to take the entire 3 days, that'll add in incredible amounts of detail.
Yeah, let's do that. By the end of the 3rd day, when you're finally drunk or you're finally sober,
Hungover.
Yeah. And you go to the training room, time to kind of work off your
apocalyptic.
Yeah. So when you try and work off your hangover, I'll meet you in the training room, and I'll kind of roll over on a dolly, the little statue. Actually, it might not be a little. It might be a little like a diorama, a scene of him ripping into the soldiers.
Hey, however you want to design it, man.
It'll be a little landscape. Actually, we'll take a good chunk of a table to really encapsulate the scene, the video of his fall, his glory.
Yeah. And Siva rolls out a wonderful statue dedicated to your cousin.
And anyone in the training room can look at it too.
It's the kind of statue you would normally expect one of the family members to make, actually.
He is just like, this is amazing, and shoves a bottle of booze in your hand. More drinking will be had.
I have a phone call to get to. But
drink, or I will hold you down and pour it down your throat.
I will take a obligatory couple chugs, but I will pocket it. I need a break. I spent 3 days barely sleeping putting this together. I had to get the emotion in my chest.
Pat him on the shoulder.
This is for you. It is heavy. It's not fragile, but it's big. So use the dolly until you have a comfortable place for it. I'm sorry for your loss, but
no apologies. Celebration.
No, I need to go make a phone call.
Have fun, and he will begin hauling this to his room.
It's a good sized statue. That's a you-sized statue.
Well,
Yep.
No, it's a diorama, so it's.
Oh yeah, no. It's my point is more that this is the type of thing that